how would you feel if, like, the woman's unemployed altogether? Like, is that bad too?
No, men don't give a
All right. Fair enough.
They don't usually care if women are unemployed. It's not a big deal to them usually.
I really don't know if that's how all men feel.
I'm not going to put anything in a monolith and say all. But
well, when you sit here and say men don't give a
well, so when I say men, I am speaking in generality, but I'm not saying all. I would never say all to anything. I've never put anything in a monolith and say this always applies to everybody everywhere, because there's no possible way to do that. But when I say men have balls, is there any confusion about what I'm talking about?
I can give a much
Well, I would like an answer to the question, though. Is anybody really confused about what I'm talking about when I say men have balls?
Sure, but I feel like you're breaking down way what we were talking about a long time ago to men have balls.
Yeah,
you don't
that's
speak for all men because men have balls.
Do I speak for all men when I say men have balls?
You said men don't give a shit. How does that equate to men have balls?
I'm saying in general, if you look at
I feel
what
like you're
men,
creating like a fallacy here.
What men report as being preferential. What's the fallacy?
Ooh, I have all my fallacies written down. We can look it up.
Tell me which fallacy.
Let's see. Ooh, maybe it's slippery slope. So like if
no, that wouldn't be the slippery slope fallacy. You know, the slippery slope fallacy is, thing bad is bad because that's not the slippery slope.
Yeah, I don't know if it's quite straw man yet. I know you like that one a lot, though. I don't think it's
definitely
there yet.
not a straw man.
No, not yet. We might get there though.
Yeah,
I'll let you know when.
And if you feel like I'm straw manning you, you just ask me to steel man your position, and then that way you know for
Sounds
sure
good.
that I'm not straw manning.
Okay.
But, yeah. So anyway, I'm clarifying the use of my language. So when I say all, I'm just speaking in generality. I'm not actually putting everything in a monolith.
Okay.
Okay. So I'm not saying every single man on planet Earth this applies to.
So for me, so I understand better. How many men are you speaking for?
Well, so general, just over 51% would be general, right?
Okay, and how did you get those numbers?
So I would look at this from the operation of reports, what men report as preferences and don't
Where
report
do you
as
get those
preferences.
reports?
Well, you get them from a variety of places. Sometimes
Who's we?
You got to let me answer the question before you shotgun the next one.
Sure.
Look in your list of fallacies and read what gish gallop means.
I don't have gish gallop.
Oh, well, that's what you're doing.
Yeah,
when you shotgun so many questions that I can't actually answer them, you're gish galloping.
Okay.
You should write that fallacy down.
Sure, I will.
Take my course, by the way, on fallacies.
Never take your course.
on fallacies.
Oh.
So I think we even granted that we're speaking in generalities here.
Sure.
I even think I said immediately after I made my statement, I'm pretty sure I said, in general, men don't really, when it comes to what they find attractive, don't really care when it comes to women's status or their finances or their money. But you were asking, well, like, how do we come to this conclusion? I mean, for example, do you think it would be wrong to say women generally prefer tall men?
I don't know that. We love a short king. That's like a whole thing on Instagram.
Like,
Yes.
women
Whoa,
generally don't want to be hit by a man.
Hold on.
I mean, sure, that's a thing, but that's abuse.
I think anyone wants to be hit.
That's a
Yeah,
general
people don't
idea.
want to be hit.
But that's the same general. It's the same general.
Okay,
concept.
hold on.
So if you're looking at it logically, let's do a quick logic lesson. If I say most people don't want to get hit by a car and die, do you know that?
Sure.
How do you know that?
I mean, I would.
Because you're
think-
using intuition.
Yeah.
You're using intuition. So can I use intuition to say most women probably like taller men?
I just don't think that's similar.
Well, if everything I see is women with men taller than them, why couldn't I intuit?
I don't see that though.
You don't?
I don't think you're looking in the right place.
Are men on average taller than women? Because if they are, then on average you should see taller men with shorter women, right?
I really don't need to belabor this point. Like, I understand
really
where
do
you're coming
need to
from.
belabor
Okay,
this
if you want to
point.
keep
Yeah.
belaboring it, no.
I really need to
I
belabor
don't.
it.
I've swiped through plenty of men who lie about their height. They're 5'9", they're not
Sure.
whatever. Like, I don't think that.
But most of the time when you see a man with a woman, he's taller than the woman, right?
I mean, I don't know most of the time.
You don't know if they're taller than the woman? What does tall mean to you? Does that mean shorter than the woman? Same height as the woman? Or does that mean is above the woman?
I don't walk down the street and count he's taller, he's shorter, he's taller, he's shorter.
No, but
It's
you
not
do
about
walk through an
you.
airport.
Okay, hey, that's fair.
I do walk through an
all
airport.
the time.
But then
You
sometimes
see-
I wear heels
Okay,
and
hang on.
sometimes
That's
I don't.
fair.
It's not
Are
you,
men
though.
on average stronger than women?
Sure. Okay.
How do you know?
Okay.
Well, how do you know?
So that's scientific.
How do you know?
Biology.
I don't know. How do I know, Andrew?
I'm asking you. How do you know? How do you know it's scientific? Can you quote me the paper? Where are you getting that stat from?
I didn't give a stat to you.
You just said. So if you can't tell me scientifically how you know that men are generally stronger than women, how do you know that? Is it because you just
Now
kind of
I feel
notice
like
as you
you're
look around
strawmanning
that
me.
men pick up heavier shit than women do?
Now I
kind
feel
of
like you're
something taught in
strawmanning me.
What's
How
the
is that-
straw man?
Now
How
I
is that
feel
a-
like you're
how is that a
breaking
straw
down
man?
Tell you what.
down my argument to something
that's not a
that was
straw
from
man.
before. I mean, that's exactly what it is. That's what I wrote
A straw
down.
man would be if I'm arguing against a position you don't hold. I asked you,
Yeah.
do you think that men on average are stronger than women?
Okay, hold on one moment.
Okay.
Okay, so this is from Purdue.edu. Strawman oversimplifies opponent's viewpoint and then attacks that hollow argument.
Yeah, so a hollow argument would be a position you don't hold.
Well, a hollow argument would be like nobody wants to get hit by a car. Obviously, nobody wants to get hit by a car.
Wait,
That's
wait, how's
hollow
that obvious?
versus because nobody. Okay, I don't like. I mean,
So it's okay for me to intuit things based on observation, and it's okay for you to intuit things based on observation.
I
But
haven't
somehow,
well-
when I make a generalization about these things, I intuit based on observation. That's bad, but when you do it, it's okay.
well, I think you are generalizing for a sex, and it's something that is like. I'm trying to think how I want to say this because. I don't think, I mean, even if I want to backtrack that to say that you're right and it's wrong to make generalizations about anybody, I can make generalizations that I don't know that nobody wants to
Yeah,
get
but
hit by a car.
if you say that it's wrong to make generalizations about anybody, aren't you making a generalization?
Then how would I would say that it's wrong to make generalizations as a blanket statement.
That would be a generalization.
No, it's not.
How is it not a generalization?
Because it's wrong
Yeah.
to make generalizations.
Uh-huh. But that's not general. That's not a general statement.
No.
So would it be wrong for most people to make general statements?
No, it would be wrong to make a generalization.
For
So
anybody?
for you to say most people to make a generalization, that would be a generalization. Is this how you want to spend the whole podcast? Because I will sit here and do
If you
it.
want to do pedantry, I'll do pedantry.
I don't want to.
Well, then if you don't want to, then just say, if you want to make general statements that everybody can intuitively see are true, like that, well, men are taller than women, men are generally stronger than women, because we can intuit those things as being true generally,
I can
then we
take
don't have
that,
an
but
argument.
I won't sit here and accept men don't give a shit about a woman's career.
Okay. Would you accept that most don't?
I just don't think that.
Most being over 51% of
No, I
men.
wouldn't accept that.
Okay. So you think that over 51% of men are selecting women based on how much money they earn?
No,
What do you think they're selecting them on?
I wouldn't know. I'm not a man.
So then how could you offer refutation to anything I said if you just don't know?
Because I don't think that you know.
But even if I give you the stats,
If you gave me the stats, I would believe you.
that's it though.
Yeah.
Okay, so then, Brian, can you pull up the stats on whether or not men are looking for
I would
women's
absolutely
income?
shake your hand and say I was wrong if you gave me the stats.
Yeah, you can pull
That's
them
all
up.
I
They're
would
pulling
need.
them up right now.
Sure.
Men definitely do not select women based on their finances, but the other way around is true.
Okay.
We're just seeing
Yeah.
if men generally are selecting based on finances or the fact that they want to have sex with the chick. I say that it's because they select for beauty,
Sure.
not money.
Okay.
That would be their primary reason.
So are we saying for sex or for relationships?
No, they're selecting physical characteristics, not external than physical characteristics. Meaning if you're a really hot chick who makes really a small amount of money
For sex or
versus an ugly
relationships?
chick who makes a lot of money, most men will go for the attractive
For
chick who makes
sex or relationships?
both.
'Cause those are
Both.
two.
Both.
Plays a
No.
factor.
I can
Yes,
actually
both.
answer this.
Absolutely not.
Hold on.
Socioeconomic
I think you're
difference.
actually setting us up perfectly with this question.
Perfect.
So I'm actually prepared to say that when it comes to what Andrew's saying, that men select more when it comes to beauty, physical attractiveness. You're saying sex, casual. When you say sex, are you saying like just simply casual?
Yeah.
Yeah. I would actually argue that when it comes to sex, men are far less selective, just sex.
Absolutely.
When it comes to looks. To get into a relationship with a man, he's going to be far more selective when it comes to looks.
And other things.
But he's still going to prioritize looks in the relationship.
Sure.
Yeah.
But I would also...
Over the financial status of women.
Which is the point.
Would you think also that... Let me pose a situation to you. If there was a woman, like a really beautiful woman, she was so beautiful, but like way in debt, $20,000 in debt, versus a woman who was like, you know, not quite as beautiful, but like, you know, there, you could fuck her, you know, you like, that's okay, you wouldn't mind, but like she made a lot of money and you wouldn't have to worry about it. What would you do?
So if you make a prioritization, and we can say this value here, in this case X is beauty, is the thing that they're prioritizing over all other things. Doesn't mean everything else is worthless as a value add. It just means this is the primary thing.